Okay, I'm going to quickly demonstrate some of the number of the days that I have for them. I made these, but there are lots you could find online. Anyways, so this is a 1-digit number of the day. Usually we just roll a die and then a 10-sided die. We don't do 0 because we're not going to go to negative numbers and we're subtracting 2. So usually the lowest number that we'll do for this one is 2. I'm just going to do 6 because I can probably do that one upside down. So if we say our number of the day is 6, they would do a 6 here, they would do a 6 here, and they would do a 6 here. And then they would say, well, what's 1 less than 6? And hopefully they know that that's 5, but they don't all know that that's 5. So sometimes we have to talk about that and count and try and count backwards. Some of them still need counting backwards time. And then what's 2 less than our number of the day, which is 6. So that would be a 4. And then what's 1 more than 6? And hopefully they know that that's 7. And what's 2 more than 6? Hopefully we know that that's 8. Ugly 8. And then they're going to fill in this 10 frame. And so they can do it this way, or they can do it this way, whatever is easiest for them. I usually encourage them to start it like this, so that helps them figure out if the number is even or odd, and that's why it's right above the even and odd one. So that's kind of scaffolding for them. And we again talk about how we know if something is even, and some of them just draw like a little T-chart, but I want them to actually know that it's, because I also have some, you can't see them, but anyways, I have some signs up there that show how like 1 is left out in odd, and if we're doing this, we can see that this is the same, this is the same, this is the same, and then there's none left over. So then we would say that that's even, but we can explain even and odd in different ways. A tally so that they can practice their tallies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this is 6 plus what makes 10. And they can also refer to that. So I try to discourage them from using their fingers for this because they can use what they can see right here. We know this is a 10 frame, so we know that there are 10 squares altogether. And we know that that means that the squares that we colored in plus the squares we didn't color in have to make 10 because there's 10 altogether. So if we look at the squares we filled in, we know that that's our number of the day. And that means that these squares that are left over are how many we would need to get to 10. And so we can count that and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we know that 6 plus 4 makes 10. We're working on getting automatic with our combos to 10, but they don't all have that yet. And then they can just draw 6 things. So I'll just do some stars. And it's just making sure that they can count and like stop, because I've had students before who just draw a whole bunch of things and don't realize to stop at 6 even after that explanation. So that's the 1-digit number of the day. Let's see, here's the 2-digit number of the day. So we roll 2 dice for that one. I'm just gonna do, I don't know, 15. So then we'd say how many, we would write 15 here. 15. And then how many 10s, or which number is in the 10s place, because those are the same question. They sometimes need help with that. So there's 1 10 and there are 5 1s. And then down here, we're not just making up a combination of something, and maybe I'll fix that in later versions of this, but anyways, so this is 110 is what? 110 is how many? So 110 is 10, so you would put 10 here. And then how much is 5 1s? Well, 5 1s is 5, so you would put 5 here. And what is 10 plus 15? So this is working on expanded form. And then we would put 15. Okay, and then they have these 10 rods and these little 1 cubes. And so then they can look back to here to figure out, how many 10s do I need to fill in? And they would fill in 1 10 and 5 of the 1s. Tally to 15. So this is again practicing tallies, and we are also practicing counting by 5s when we're doing this so that we can make sure we have the right number of tallies. We also talk about how we know that 5 and 5 makes 10. So if you have 2 tallies, you can count those by 10 and go 10, 15. And so when they have a lot, like when they have a really high number, they can go 10, 20, 30, 40. Because some of them still want to count the tallies like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they get confused a little bit sometimes. Okay, for the odd and the even, we can again look over here and see, oh, we have one sticking out, so he's odd. We write our number in here where it says number. So that's also learning to read the word number. This says 10 more. And so sometimes if they struggle with that, I'll just fill in one. I'll be like, let's fill in one more and see how much it is. Oh, I can see that that's 25. So then they can write 25. See if I can make it 2 upside down. There we go. 25. 10 less. Well, what's 10 less? We can cover it up and see, oh, we're left with 5. So then we know it's 5. And same with 1 less and 1 more. We can just fill in 1 more and see what it is. Oh, it's 16. And what's 1 less? Well, we can just cover up 1 and see, oh, that's 14. There's also a number chart on the back, but I want them to be not using it if they don't have to, because of how it's mostly scaffolded. They can usually just figure it out based on this. So I prefer if they don't flip to the back if they don't have to. And then we also can point out that, oh, if we're going up by ones, the ones place goes up. So it goes 4, 5, 6. And if we're counting by tens, then the tens place goes up. So this has a 0, we just can't see it. 0, 1, 2. So it's going up by ones. For the bonds, I'm encouraging them to do the ones and the decade number. So that's why I put ones and decade number there. So we're not just doing any random bonds, but any random bonds would be fine otherwise. So they're going to put the number here, which is 15. How many's in the ones place? This is a 5, or there are 5 ones. And then the decade number is the multiple of 10. And so that would be 10 for this one. And sometimes they want to just put a 1, and I remind them that these 2 numbers together have to add together to make this number, and 1 plus 5 would be 6, so that's incorrect. So anyways, so that's the 2-digit number of the day. And then here's the 3-digit number of the day. It's basically the same, just with more on it, I guess. So if we just do the number like 123, there's 100, there are 2 tens, and there are 3 ones. 100 is 100, 2 tens is 20, and 3 ones is 3, and 100 plus 20 plus 3 makes 123. I have this up here, but it's right above where the ones are, so I kind of encourage them to do this first if they're struggling with even and odd. So we would color in 1 of the 100 squares, 2 of the 10 rods, and 3 of the 1 cubes. And then we can see, oh, there's 1 over here by itself, so it's odd. 100 more, we can just fill in 100 more and then see how many that is, and it's 223. So we would fill in 223. 100 less, well, we can just cover up our 100 and then see that there's only 23 left. So this would be 23. Our number goes in here. 10 more, we can just fill in 10 more and see that that's 133. 10 less is 113. We can just cover up one of the 10s. For the 1 less and 1 more, you can cover up or draw 1 more. This would be 120. Oh, well, it's harder when it's upside down. 22, and this would be 124. And then for the bonds, we do the century number, the decade, and the ones. And so we would write 123 here. And the century number is 100. The decade number in this one is 20. And the ones is 3. And that's the 3-digit number of the day. I have some other ones too, but these are the ones we usually do. The other ones are a little bit harder for them, so we need more practice and more time for those ones. There you go.